Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is Emo Nightly News, every moment online. In tonight's headlines, Canada to provide aid to Cuba amid worsening fuel crisis. Deadly floods in southern Peru as thousands seek shelter. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio to attend CARICOM heads of meeting in St. Kitts and Nevis. Historic blizzard slams northeast, more snow expected. And U.S. military strike on alleged drug boat in the Caribbean kills 3. Details of these stories and more coming up next. Stay with us.
A blessing for you and a blessing for me. Your mercy keeps me going on. When the pressure rise, I don't worry, 'cause I know that God is fighting for me.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm your presenter, Rick Francis, and this is a news broadcast for the 24th of February 2026. First up in local news, the Kalinago Council is currently putting measures in place for the implementation of a new permit system for non-Kalinago individuals seeking to visit or stay within the Kalinago territory. This proposed measure is aimed at enhancing the protection of the community, its cultural heritage, and ancestral lands. Under the proposed policy, non-Kalinago visitors would be required to obtain a permit from the Kalinago Council for the duration of their stay in the territory. This initiative is part of ongoing efforts to assert the rights and responsibilities of the Kalinago people as stewards of their land and to ensure that all activities within the territory align with the values, traditions, and safety of the community. The Kalinago Council states, "This is not about exclusion, it is about protection, sovereignty, and sustainability. Our lands are sacred, and as we welcome respectful engagement we must also ensure that our community's well-being, security, and environment are not compromised. The permit system, once finalized, will outline clear guidelines for entry, duration of stay, and permitted activities. It will also include provisions for educational, research, and collaborative initiatives that align with Kainago cultural values and the Kainago Act. Members of the public are encouraged to follow updates and participate in community discussions as the Council works towards finalizing this important policy. The Keeping Walking Foundation is here to assist Dominicans who are amputees, providing support, advocacy, and practical assistance to help individuals regain confidence and mobility. The foundation is located in Grand Savan, Salisbury, and continues to play an important role in improving the lives of persons living with limb loss across Dominica. Through community outreach and empowerment initiatives, the organization aims to ensure that amputees are not defined by their circumstances, but supported to live full and active lives. Let's hear more from the president and ambassador of the organization.
Hello everybody, my name is Mark Ely. I am the president of the Keep Walking Foundation. We are at the Stone Age, Salisbury, Grand Savannah. So we are there for a few years now. We fix the leg and we make leg for amputee people. People who have recently been amputated for the leg or older, they are welcome. But first, they must visit us there to see if it's possible to do a leg or if we have to do rehabilitation before or exercise, because sometimes they sit for years in a wheelchair. So they are a bit blocked, you know. So some of them must do rehabilitation before get the leg. That's the way it is. But some of them, they are ready, they're straight ready. Only the stump will shrink after a while, but that's nothing.
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Justin from Mao. I'm the ambassador of KWA. I assist in helping people walk, make the prosthetic legs, repairs. If you're new to being amputee, then I can form a new leg for you to walk again. Yeah. I'm here the first Saturday, of every month, and the third Saturday of every month. So that's the first and the third Saturday of every month.
The Fisheries Division welcomed 15 Forms 1 and 2 students from St. Martin's Secondary School for an engaging and educational tour of the Roseau Fisheries Complex. During the visit, students explored the Fisheries Administrative Office, Marine Mechanic Workshop, Fish Processing Room, and Fish Market. The tour provided first-hand insight into regulatory operations, marine engine servicing, fish handling, and quality assurance standards, and seafood marketing practices. A key highlight of the visit was an informative presentation by Fisheries Liaison Officer Ms. Zethra Baron, who underscored the critical role of the fisheries sector in national development and stressed the importance of marine reserves in promoting sustainable fisheries management and protecting marine biodiversity. The initiative forms part of the division's ongoing outreach efforts to educate and inspire young people about opportunities within the fisheries sector. The Fisheries Division says it remains committed to education, sustainability, and empowering the next generation. Finally, in local news, the legal challenge against the government of Dominica's management of the Citizenship by Investment (CBI) program moved into a critical new phase this week as the High Court held its latest hearing yesterday, February 23, 2026. The case, Bernie Ryan versus the government of Dominica, was initiated by the opposition United Workers' Party, UWP, to compel the state to disclose the whereabouts and management of hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue generated by the sale of Dominican citizenship. The case centers on allegations that CBI funds financing 58% of the capital budget, were improperly managed outside the National Consolidated Fund. Claimant Bernie Ryan, UWP, secured legal standing to demand documents regarding private contracts, such as those with MMC, and millions allegedly held in offshore accounts. Following a December 2025 deadline for government evidence, substantive arguments are now underway. The UWP's legal team is led by Senior Counsel Anand Ramlogan, a former Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago. Ramlogan has characterized the case as a groundbreaking effort to protect the public purse. Let's hear from lead counsel.
Today's case is a challenge to the Citizenship by Investment Program. The lack of transparency and the lack of accountability regarding the administering of that fund. The MMC agreement is one that we have challenged because we believe that the monies that were diverted not in accordance with the Constitution of Dominica, so that the accountability and the safeguards that are meant to be put in place when monies are paid as government revenue to the consolidated fund were removed in this matter. We complained to the judge about the lack of disclosure. No one knows how much profit was made by the developer. No one knows how much money was paid to the government. And we demanded that the principles of accountability, transparency, and good governance should prevail in this matter. The judge has heard the arguments from both sides and has reserved a judgment, and in due course we will know whether or not the agreement that was entered into, the MMC agreement, is one that is in compliance with the Constitution of Dominica and in the best interest of good governance and transparency.
Senior counsel from the government side declined comment. And that's all for local news this evening. Stay tuned for regional news coming up next.
Don't forget, today we have funeral, we have functions. Make sure you're on time.
Always on time, eh?
You're always on time. Make sure. All right. Papa Met, look, I just received a message from National Bank asking me to regain access to my account. Look at message that your account has been placed on hold due to an unusual activity. Let me click that link.
How many times NBD has to say that they will never ever send links via text message to regain access to account or to restore account or to do anything with account?
So National Bank that's in it, I believe it. I just click in.
Emo, if you are not sure, it's better if you call National Bank at 255-2300 or email them at customersupport@nbd.dm.
Papa Met, later again I lose all the little money I save up from my account.
And you'd find money to pay me.
Yeah, I tell you, I almost click link and almost lose my money. You're talking about I hope I have money to pay you. Let's go, eh?
All I know is don't click any link. Call NBD instead.
So let us go to our business.
And now for regional news. Canada has announced plans to prepare an aid package to assist Cuba, which is facing severe fuel shortages and widespread blackouts following tightened U.S. restrictions that have choked off oil supplies to the island nation. Canadian Foreign Minister Anita Anand confirmed on Monday that Ottawa is working on a plan to help Cuba, but did not provide details on the nature of timing of the assistance. The development comes as Cuba's energy crisis deepens, with disruptions in fuel deliveries from Venezuela and Mexico, the country's main suppliers, after increased pressure from the U.S. administration. The United Nations has warned of a potential humanitarian crisis if Cuba's energy needs are not met, noting escalating food and transportation costs and prolonged power outages on the island. Canada said it has been monitoring the situation closely and is concerned about the rising risks to Cuban civilians. Canada's planned support would join other international efforts, such as Mexico's recent delivery of humanitarian supplies to Cuba amid the ongoing fuel crisis. The U.S. military has carried out a strike on an alleged drug smuggling boat in the Caribbean Sea, killing 3 people, the U.S. Southern Command said Monday. Southern Command described the vessel as traveling along known narco-trafficking routes and said no U.S. forces were harmed in the operation. The latest fatal strike is part of a broader U.S. campaign targeting suspected drug trafficking vessels in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific, which has resulted in more than 150 deaths since the late 2025. Officials defending the operations say they helped disrupt illicit drug networks, while critics have questioned the legal justification and effectiveness of such military actions. And finally, in international news, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio will travel to St. Kitts and Nevis on February 25 to participate in the 50th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM. According to Principal Deputy Spokesperson Tommy Pigott, Rubio is expected to engage Caribbean leaders on key shared priorities, including regional security, combating illegal immigration and illicit trafficking, economic growth, health cooperation, and energy security. The visit will also reaffirm the United States' commitment to supporting stability and prosperity across the Caribbean. The CARICOM summit runs from February 24 to 27 in Basseterre and is chaired by Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew of St. Kitts and Nevis. Regional leaders scheduled to address the opening ceremony include Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, Suriname's President Jennifer Galen Simmons, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Godwin Friday, and CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett. The meeting will focus on major regional issues such as economic development, security, and strengthening regional cooperation. And that's all for regional news this evening. Stay tuned for international news coming up next.
Was that a cough?
No, just a little tickle in my throat.
That was a cough.
No, it wasn't.
You need to go home.
I'm not contagious.
No. You need
It's
to go
chronic
home.
bronchitis.
No. You need to go home. No. Stop.
And now for international news. Heavy rains and mudslides have struck southern Peru, killing at least 2 people and damaging thousands of homes. Authorities recovered the bodies of a father and son who were swept away in a mudslide in the Arequipa region. The flooding, fueled by torrential downpours linked to the El Niño Castro weather pattern, has affected an estimated 5,500 homes and forced many residents to evacuate. More than 700 districts nationwide have declared states of emergency, with shelters open to house displaced families. The disaster follows a separate tragedy in which 15 people, including 7 children, died after a military helicopter crashed during rescue operations. Forecasters warn that heavy rainfall may continue in the coming weeks, raising concerns about further flooding and damage. And finally, in international news, the Northeast is recovering after a powerful bomb cyclone blizzard dumped up to 3 feet of snow across several states, bringing hurricane-force winds and widespread disruption. Providence, Rhode Island recorded nearly 38 inches of snow, with over 30 inches reported in parts of Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey. Schools closed, travel bans were issued, public transit was halted, and more than 10,000 flights were cancelled. At the height of the storm, over 650,000 customers were without power. While the storm was weakened, another system is expected to bring additional snowfall to the region by midweek. Forecasters say most areas will see less than 2 inches, though higher elevations could receive slightly more. And that's all for international news this evening. Stay tuned for the sports segment coming up next.
Blast Gaming presents its biggest job whatever. Blast Mystery Progressive. I'm so excited. I can't hide it. In your blast up and rising. And I like it. It going up and up and up and up and up. Blast up and up and up and up and up and up.
Play selected games to win in the Blast Mystery Progressive. Pick until you match 3 gems and win one of the 5 cash jackpots. Or you can blast up with the Mystery Progressive jackpot.
It going up and up and up and up and up. Blast up and up and up. Blast Gaming.
And now for the sports segment. The Dominica Under-20 men's national team battled to a thrilling 2-2 draw against the British Virgin Islands in CONCACAF Under-20 World Cup qualifying action. In what the Dominica Football Association described as an action-packed contest, both sides showed determination and resilience from start to finish. The goals came, the intensity never faded, and Dominica's belief held strong throughout the match. With the final score locked at 2 apiece, Dominica now shifts focus to their next challenge, a crucial matchup against the Dominican Republic. Supporters are being encouraged to rally behind the team as they look to build momentum in their qualifying campaign. Stay tuned for more updates on Dominica's journey in CONCACAF Under-20 Championship. Also in sports, 2 exciting matches were contested on Monday in the Sports Division Secondary Schools Volleyball Championship, with both games going the full 5 sets. In Game 1, the girls, Wesley High School versus Pierre Charles Secondary School, the final score were 3-2. The closely fought encounter saw momentum shift throughout, with a decisive 5th set sealing the victory. In Game 2 with the boys, Pierre Charles Secondary School versus Goodwill Secondary School, final score 3-2. In another intense showdown, PCSS edged out GSS in the final set to secure the win. The championship continues as schools battle for top honors in this year's competition. One match was played yesterday in the Sports Division Secondary Schools Netball Championship at Wares. The contest in Marigot featured Northeast Comprehensive School, NECS, against Dominica State College A. Final score, NECS with 36 and DSCA with 27. Shooting for DSCA, Mamina June, 3 out of 7 attempts. Nyabel Packet, 10 out of 16 attempts. Akila Daisy, 14 out of 23 attempts. Shooting for NECS, Adhari Samuel, 20 out of 35 attempts. Sain Wilkinson, 16 out of 30 attempts. Sain Wilkinson, 16 out of 30 attempts. NECS secured the victory with a strong offensive performance to claim the win in yesterday's matchup. And finally, in sports, Dominica's senior women's national team departed the island for Guyana to participate in the 2025-2026 CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers. The matches represent the second of 3 FIFA Women's International match windows during which the tournament is being contested. running from November 2025 through April 2026. The competition serves as the preliminary stage of the 2026 CONCACAF Women's Championship. The team has since landed safely in Guyana and is preparing for the upcoming fixtures. Supporters at home and in the diaspora continue to extend best wishes to the squad for success in the qualifiers. And that's all for the sports segment this evening. Stay tuned for the weather report coming up next. And now for the weather report. A high-pressure system will continue to influence weather conditions across the area, resulting in partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a few passing showers. Breezy winds are also expected to persist. Meanwhile, concentrations of Saharan dust are forecast to increase. This will likely lead to reduced air quality, and individuals with respiratory conditions are advised to take the necessary precautions. In marine conditions, wave heights along the west coast are expected to reach approximately 5 feet. Along the east coast, seas may build up to 7 feet, increasing to as much as 8 feet overnight. Small craft operators and sea bathers are being urged to closely monitor marine conditions and exercise caution. And this brings us to the end of tonight's news broadcast for the 24th of February 2026. I'm your presenter, Rick Francis. On behalf of the entire newscast, we say thank you for viewing. This is Emo Nightly News, every moment online. Good night.
Welcome to Antigua Mars. These people have no behavior, they have no behavior. Welcome to Antigua Mars. Clear out, you know it's danger.